When hope is gone, undo this lock and send me forth on a moonlit walk. Release restraint level 0. Hey kids, wanna see a dead body?
Hey guys, this is the Void of the Ravenclaw. Welcome back to another fanfiction story. This fanfiction idea came from one of my subscribers, Undertale fan. Before we begin, let's see, I decided to create the script while I'm rewatching my Dragon Kintaku. I'm still have to watch 10 more episodes, then I'll be able to finish the script for that, but that's enough said with that. Let's get on to this fanfiction. As we start our what if, or our story, with Black Cat, she was once a woman called Felicia Hardy, but she discarded that name long ago when she was involved in an experiment with the Kingpin. That's where her story truly started, as she started to live her life stealing things that caught her eye. She just loved the thrill of the act itself. But with her powers giving people bad luck, she soon wants to get rid of it. With the help of Doctor Strange, by doing so, she gained greater speed, reflex, and physical power in her untractable claws. She did not expect that outcome, but she welcomed it nevertheless. Despite her fascination for Spider-Man, they would frequently get together off and on, and until she found out that Spider-Man been seeing this red-haired woman that she refers as Red. At first, she wanted to ruin Spider-Man's life for moving on. Instead of doing that, she went to a local bar. When she walked in her civilian clothes, she noticed Logan was there. They've had many encounters in the past. She needed a friendly drink with someone, so she sat right next to him in the booth. As they begin to both as they both begin to drink, one after another, another thing led to another. Black Cat wanted to feel something, anything. They decided to have a one-night stand at a local hotel. Despite Logan's age, she found him charming in his own way. The next morning, she left the hotel before Logan woke up. She went back to her apartment. Weeks and months progressed. She continued her life stealing what she wanted, enjoying the thrill of stealing objects from snobby rich people. A few months later, she noticed she started getting morning sickness, so she paid a visit to a private doctor office that's been run by a local family of doctors. She found out that she was pregnant. At first, she was going to get an abortion, but she decided against it. She kind of likes the idea of having a son or daughter of her own. So she decided to go through the pregnancy, even though she was unsure at first. But she likes the idea of having a child. She knows her line of work is not best suited to raise a child. Nevertheless, she's more than willing to give it a shot. She knew full well who the father is. She had no desire to have that conversation with Logan, so she never informed him. She has no plan to, even after even even when the child is born. Before she started to show signs of being pregnant, she did one last job. Stole She broke into a private apartment complex that's on top of the building. She stole a necklace that belongs to, well, she stole the apartment that was being rented out by Sabretooth. She stole a pretty little necklace that once belonged to Logan and Sabretooth's mother a long time ago. Because of one simple act, things are going to occur that she would regret one day. After stealing the necklace, she officially gave birth to her son, that she named Izuku. She clearly noticed his little cat ears and cat tail. She couldn't help but to adore her son, her little kitten. When she recovered from her pregnancy, she decided to get back to what she does best, steal. One night while one night while her little kitten is fast asleep in his crib, while she's out on her outing, her front door of her apartment gets smashed through as you see Sabretooth walking into the apartment complex. So this is where the bitch lives, stealing from me. I'm gonna make sure she pays. Doesn't seem like anyone's home. What's that scent? It smells familiar. Oh, this is hilarious. As he walks into the room and sees a baby in a crib sleeping peacefully, even though he just broke down the door, the baby seems to be a heavy sleeper. Hello, little guy. Fast asleep, are you? You're definitely a heavy sleeper. To think Wolverine had another kid. I like this one. It's only fair that bitch stole something important to me, and I'll steal something important from her. I'll be taking something very precious to her. Come on. As Sabretooth. Sorry. Come on. Come to Uncle Sabretooth. As he picks up the baby, as he leaves the apartment, as he immediately leaves the city, Magneto did offer him a invitation to his little island a few years ago, so he finally going to take up his his little offer of his little alien, oh sorry, his little island that Magneto calls Genosha. It didn't take Felicia long to notice her son was missing, as she was hell bent to locate her missing black kitten. After weeks and months of searching for her son was nowhere to be found, she was on her last leg, trying to figure out who took her son. She would even sorry, give me a second, guys. She doesn't even know who knows that she had a son. She kept it secret for a reason, so something like this wouldn't happen. She blamed herself for allowing her greed to rob her of her little kitten. She refused to stop looking. She felt extremely guilty of what happened to her son. Surprisingly, her missing son had a great effect on her. She even stopped stealing things and turned her life around as a vigilante. She eventually she eventually joined she eventually did a did help Spider-Man for a little bit. Then she eventually got recruited by the Avengers. She made it perfectly clear. She made it perfectly clear one of the conditions that she joined the Avengers, that they would help her find her missing son. The years has progressed. Back at Genosha, Sabretooth would frequently come to the island to check up on his little nephew. Sabretooth is a lot of things: villain, murderer, torturer. He might hate his brother Logan. Out of his brother's many children, the little black cat is his favorite. He came to realize that the boy, sorry, he came to realize as the boy grew, he became a lot more mischievous, typical behavior of a black cat. Luckily for Sabretooth, the bracelet that the little guy was wearing had his name on it, so he didn't have to come up with a name for him. He, he might return him to his mother one day, but he kind of holds a grudge against Black Cat for stealing his mother necklace. And he also wants to use his nephew to make Logan suffer. He might not care for sorry. He might care for the little brat, but he still wants to make Logan pay. If he has to use if he has to use the brat to do so, so be it. He's more than willing to do it. And he found it hilarious that Logan has no idea he has a son. He doesn't even know about. Sabretooth was quite pleased with the little brat inherited a healing factor from his father, not as powerful as Logan's, but quite more powerful than his own. He was extremely pleased to find out that he's able to morph his hands into some sort of black metal claws that seem to be quite strong. It's not as strong as antimantium, but still a powerful weapon, nevertheless. As you see a little 6-year-old cat boy jumping from tree top to tree top, as he stalks his uncle until he finally pouncing, landing on Sabretooth's back. Got you. Sabretooth grabbed the back of the collar of his shirt and lifted him off his back and began to set him down. There you are, you little shit. So, Brat, how you been? Have you been causing any trouble, have you? Sorry. How have you been? You haven't been causing any trouble, have you? Izuku sticks out his tongue at his favorite uncle. Maybe a little. As he finally released him. Walk with me, Brat. Izuku followed his favorite uncle. Sure thing. I missed you, uncle. He cackles. I highly doubt that, kid. I'm serious. You're my favorite uncle. I'm your only uncle. I think it's about time we start your training, Brat. As they stand in front of a cliff. What kind of training, uncle? Sabretooth has a smirk on his face. Survival training. As he pushes Izuku off the cliff with his foot, as he watches Izuku fall. If you survive the fall, try to find me. Izuku started to scream at Sabretooth as he started to scream not fair as he let his cat reflexes take over. As you see him land safely by digging his claws into the tree trunk, stopping his momentum, landing gracefully on the ground. Uncle's so mean. As he has a pouty expression on his face. At the cliff top. You really think that was necessary, Sabretooth? The boy's only 6 years old. Hello, Mystique. Don't worry about the brat. He'll be fine. He has a healing factor. And the little scamp has cat reflexes. He'll be fine. Thanks for looking after him. Thanks for looking after the little brat while I was away. I might hate you, Sabretooth, but I'm quite fond of the little cat boy. He makes things around here a lot more interesting. Just be warned, if you hurt him, I'll kill you. Are you going soft already? Far from being soft. I just have a fondness for Izuku. Whatever. See you later. I need to talk to Magneto for a little bit. It's going to take the brat a little while to get back up. Just keep an eye on him for me, will you? I was already going to do that. Even if you didn't ask me, I was going to do it regardless. As Mystique morphed into a black raven and took flight, as she followed Izuku around the forest, when he was making up his way up the cliff, she knows it took him a little bit to find a safe passage, but he finally found a trail leading up the cliff. While in her crow form, she landed on Izuku's shoulder. Auntie, is that you? As the black raven nodded his head back and forth, confirming that it was Mystique. Finally got to the part of the island where he can walk up the mountain path. As he stops and stares at the stairs. Of course, it's stairs. Why is it always stairs? As he sighs, as he continues his way, beginning to walk up the stairs. He hates walking upstairs, especially this many stairs. He's been in this area a few times while exploring. When he finally got up the steps, a little brunette girl ran up to him. When she got close enough, Mystique morphed back into her human form and greet Wanda, Magneto's daughter. Short pause. In this, in this, Magneto's been raising his daughter and son since birth, since the death of his wife. So, and he's already had the island already. So, early on. So, I just want to give you guys a heads up now. Okay, now let's continue forward. Lady Mystique, where you been, Izuku? You weren't in your normal spot. I was bored, and my brother was being annoying. As Wanda is 6 years old, the same age as Izuku. Pause vision won't be a part of this, so. Alright, let's continue. Got pushed off the cliff. By who? Uncle is being a meanie. Something about survival training. How dare he? I'll beat him up for you. Look at you, you're all ruffled up. As she plucked out several small twigs from his hair. I hope your uncle doesn't stay long. I don't like him. He's always so mean. And he's rough with you. Why don't you take Izuku to go play? I need to head back to see your father. Mystique ruffled Izuku's hair and gave him a warm smile and went her own way, leaving the two children to their own devices. Wanda grabbed onto Izuku's hand and ran towards the park that they built on the island a couple years ago. Well, they built they built a park for the kids that lived there a couple years back. 8 years has passed. Izuku was forged into a mutant to be reckoned with. He learned a lot from Sabretooth, Mystique, and occasional lessons taught by Magneto himself. As Magneto summoned him to the capital of the island, as he makes his way towards Magneto. Thank you for answering the summons, young Izuku. You've done well in your training since you've been here, my boy. I have a very special task for you for your very first job. I want you to go to America and cause a bit of trouble, then wait for Charles to take notice. Then I want you to join his little mutant school as an undercover spy. I have shielded your identity till this point, so Charles has no idea of your existence. You will relay any information that you come across to Mystique. She will be running the Brotherhood in America. Any questions? No, sir. Good, my boy. Please say goodbye to my daughter. She would be very cross with me if you left without saying a word. Of course, I would rather to avoid getting chewed out by Wanda. Me and you both, my boy. She's too much like her mother. You're sure he'll take notice? Charles will take notice. No, sorry. Charles will take notice. No doubt about that. You're shielded from Cerebral while you're on the island. So once you leave, you'll be on his radar. Any word on my uncle? According to my sources, he's been captured. I'm still uncertain of his whereabouts, or who took him. I'm looking into it. I know you're curious about your parents. Not even I know when it comes to that. Every time I asked him, he dodged a question. He's being very secretive about it. Nor do I wish to force the issue with him. He must have his reasons. I might have some suspicion who your father is. I don't have I don't have the foggiest who your mother is though. Without proof, I have nothing solid for you. For now at least. You'll be the first one I contacted. You be the first one you be the first one I inform when I find out, my boy. Understood, Magneto. I'll make my way to say goodbye to Wanda, then I'll head to the docks and begin the operation. Izuku takes his leave. Izuku saw Wanda talking to her brother, Quicksilver. Izuku noticed Quicksilver was walking away with an irritated expression on his face. They're most... Izuku knows they probably have another argument. Izuku, I didn't see you there. Did my father want with you? I hope he didn't do any... I hope you didn't do anything. You're quite known to be mischievous. I'm hurt. Truly, I'm hurt. I didn't do anything this time, Wanda. Your father is putting me on my very first mission for the Brotherhood. Type of mission? To act as a spy to relay any information while I'm at Xavier's Manor, his little mutant school. I just gotta get his attention first. Of course he would. I think Mystique would have been a better option, but she has to run the Brotherhood, so she can't simply disappear like that. So I guess you're the best second option. Don't get me wrong. I'm not questioning your abilities whatsoever. I just don't like the idea of my father sending you to be a spy. As much as I hate the idea, I can't do nothing about it. All I can do is wish you luck. When do you leave? Be leaving in a few minutes. I wanted to say goodbye before I go. Very well, I'm left with no other choice. I think I'll be taking a more direct role in the Brotherhood. After all, someone has to look after you. You're my best friend, and I'm not going to leave you hanging. Wanda gave Izuku a hug and kissed him on the cheek. Once you manage to get in Charles' school for mutants, I want you to keep me informed. Just please, promise me you won't do anything dangerous. I know I give you a hard time sometimes, but I do worry about you. Me doing something dangerous, I would never do such a thing. We both know that's a lie. You seem to attract trouble. I need to talk to my father. I'll see you when I can. After saying goodbye to Wanda, the only person he socialized outside in the island, outside of Magneto, Mystique, and occasionally visits from his uncle Sabretooth, as he made his way to the docks and boarded the boat. As the boat begins its voyage to the United States, if he wasn't given a mission, he would nowhere. Sorry, if he wasn't given this mission, he would never be nowhere near any type of water. He hates water. Izuku spent the whole voyage in his cabin sleeping. He inherited a lot of aspects from a cat. Hatred of water, likes to sleep a whole lot, and an unhealthy obsession with fish and milk. Izuku woke up from his slumber as he finally made it into, into New York, the home of the infinite Spider-Man. The mutant that was driving the ship gave him a bit of money to find a place to stay temporarily. He's going to have to find his own income after that. When the small bit of money runs out that he was given, as the 14-year-old cat boy made his way off the boat and walked through the docks, making his way deeper into the city, as he's completely excited being a new place, seeing all sorts of new people. Before he left the ship, he thought it would be a wise idea to wear a hoodie to hide his cat features. He wrapped his tail around his waist, but the hoodie will hide his cat ears. Instead of getting a room in some sort of hotel, he decided to lay low in the abandoned building to think of his next step. One day when Izuku was exploring the city, he came across a scene that he heard about while passing by from civilians. This was the first glimpse of Spider-Man he saw fighting some sort of humongous man that is known as Rhino. As he watches the fight in the crowd of people that just wanted to catch a glimpse of Spider-Man, while Izuku was watching Spider-Man fight Rhino, he knew full well that he doesn't really understand how things run around the city, so he decided to learn what he can about the city and lay low for now before he starts to cause trouble to catch Xavier's attention. He was he was told of the X-Men and what they do. A week has a week has passed since he's arrived at New York. As he stalks several of Spider-Man's enemies or foes, he found his first target, a man that goes by Shocker, with some sort of gauntlet that produces some sort of shockwaves from the gauntlet. Izuku saw Shocker enter a jewelry store at the dead of night to rob the place. He decided to make his move that night. Shocker used his gauntlet to blast the door open to as he begins to walk in the jewelry store and smash the glass counter, pulling out all the expensive jewelry and diamonds and place it in his backpack or bag that he brought. I love it when a easy score comes along. I need to hurry up. I need to hurry this up before the webhead shows up. After taking what he could, when he was about to leave the store, he got kicked out of nowhere in the chest, flying backwards into the glass cases, shattering it. As he slowly got up to dust the shattered glass off of his suit. Who the hell did that? Is that you, Spider-Man? As a hooded figure entered the store, without saying a word, he morphed his hands into his humongous claws, black metal claws, and charged Shocker. Izuku dodged several shockwave blasts and, and swipe his claws across Shocker's chest, leaving a claw mark on his suit without causing any damage to his skin. Shocker point his both gauntlets towards Izuku and unleash his biggest shockwave attack, only to see the hooded figure dig his claws onto the ceiling, dodging the blast, and swinging, and begin to swing and kick Shocker out of the store through a window, as he got kicked again several more times into an alleyway. Izuku morphed his claws back into his hands, and engaged Shocker in a hand-to-hand combat. Shocker was able to land a couple good hits while using his gauntlet blasting Izuku backwards a little bit. The hell are you? You're not Spider-Man. Izuku popped his claws from his fingernails, He has his normal cat claws. He has two type of claws, his normal cat claws and his black metal claws. So I just want to make I just want to make sure you guys notice the difference between the two. All right, let's continue. As he popped his cat claws and began to move forward towards Shocker, while Shocker was blasting shockwaves at him, he's dodging the shockwaves with great ease. As he lunged forward with incredible speed, as he clawed his face, as Shocker noticed blood start dripping from his cheek, from being scratched. Oh, bastard, you're gonna pay for this. Think that's gonna happen, Shocker. Let's have some fun. Each time Shocker let out a shockwave blast, Izuku dodge Shocker's attack over and over again. Break time. As he takes out a small glass jug of milk and begins to drink it through a straw while dodging Shocker's attack. Drinking milk is very important for your bones, after all. Calcium is very important. Stop moving around, making fun of me. Just die already. Shocker just noticed his little bag or backpack is no longer on his back. As he saw Izuku going through it, you little thief, that's mine. Oh, well, aren't you being a hypocrite? Aren't you? You're pretty much calling the kettle black. I stole that square and fair. Hand it over, you little thief. Let's see what you have here. Ignoring Shocker completely. That's not going to happen, Shocker. I think I'll keep it. I like the shiny things you have in here. I like the way it sparkles in the moonlight. As he holds up one of the diamonds. I suppose we should put an end to our little dance, shall we, Shocker? We need to move things along before the one you call Spider-Man makes his grand entrance. Thank you for the shinies. Put them to good use. Great reflex and acrobatics, he managed to get behind Shocker. Nighty-night, as he morphed his hand into his metal claws and karate chopped the back of Shocker's neck, leaving him knocked out and leaving him in the alleyway. Thanks for the new shiny things. I'll be seeing you around, Shocker. As he walks out of the alleyway, goes to the payphone, and to call in to break in. As he watches on the rooftop, as the police put Shocker in handcuffs and dragging him into the cop car, Izuku has a smirk on his face. That was fun, but I need to do more. I highly doubt that would be enough to get Charles Xavier's attention. But it's a good first start. Let's head back to my little cat den and see how much I would get from these little shiny things. I might keep a few for my own personal collection. I love New York. It's such a fun city. As he begins to jump from rooftop to rooftop, using his acrobatics and his claws to get over large gaps between the buildings. As the weeks progress, one by one, Izuku target members of Spider-Man Rogue Gallery. It didn't take long for the press to notice, as he picked up one of the newspapers one day, the articles from the Daily Bugle about him. About the article says, "Hero or menace? Is he a better replacement for Spider-Man?" Jonas Jameson believes so. Well, I'll be damned. I made the paper. No matter. As he tossed the newspaper in the trash can, as he paid for a small glass jar of milk from a local grocery store, as he made his way back down the street. Later that night, Izuku decided to target another one of Spider-Man's arch nemesis, or his rogue gallery. But unknowns to Izuku, he's being observed. He's already fought and taken down several of Spider-Man's past enemies. The man wearing some sort of tribal outfit staring through the binoculars on top of a building. So this is the new prey that's been hunting in New York. As you see Kraven take out a rifle and had a tranquilizer dart in it. As he aimed and took shot, his aim he shot, the aim was straight on. As he hit, and he hit his target in the side of the neck. He was surprised that the tranquilizer is not taking effect. He watched Izuku begin to run through different alleyways. When he thought he wasn't being followed, he ripped out the tranquilizer dart from his neck. Who the hell is that? I couldn't even catch the scent of him, or whoever that was. Kraven dropped down right in front of Izuku in the alleyway. Fascinating. That tranquilizer didn't even slow you down. You're definitely a worthy prey. I don't know who you are, but I'm no one's prey. You make a great mistake coming after me. As he unleashes black metal claws, as he rushes towards, as he runs towards Raven. Despite his speed and reflex and his acrobatics, he was no match for Kraven's experience. He took down many metahumans and Spider-Man himself a few times. Even with his healing factor, he was no match for Kraven, as Kraven eventually knocked him out after a well-fought battle. Interesting, as he takes off the hoodie, or the part hoodie. You're part cat. You're definitely going to be a worthy hunt. As he picked up Izuku and placed him in the back of the trailer of the truck, where there is an unconscious Spider-Man, as he made his way to his private jet outside the city limits, as he boards the plane with his new prey for his little hunt. Some time has passed as he kept them sedated until they arrive. As Izuku finally regained consciousness in some sort of jungle alongside with Spider-Man. Oh, my head. Spider-Man? Why is there two of you? As he's seen double. You probably got hit hard. You probably got hit hard pretty in the head. Who are you, kid? Where are we? I don't remember. What happened. All I remember being tranked. There's only one person that does that. Of course, he's probably involved. What's going on? Apparently, Kraven found you worthy to take part in one of his little hunts. He does this occasionally. Just stick with me, kid, and we'll get out of this. What's your name, anyways? As Spider-Man and Izuku are jumping from roof, as Spider-Man and Izuku are jumping from treetop to treetop, name's Izuku. So what are you, some sort of metahuman or mutant? Judging from your cat ears and your cat tail, that's definitely not. That's not common. A mutant. As Spider-Man and Spider-Sense come alerts. Watch out! Incoming. As Spider-Man and Izuku dodge a spear that indented into one of the tree trunks. Come on, Kraven. This is so uncool. Hunting me is one thing, but he's just a but he's just a kid. Kraven speaks up for the first time, but they can't pinpoint where he's speaking from. Don't be fooled by his appearance, Spider-Man. He's more than just a simple kid. He's been taking down each of your enemies one after another. Shocker, Sandman, Doc Ock, and so on. So much more. I took notice when I found out when I found of his existence. I've kept an eye on the boy. He's impressed me. You, Spider-Man, and the Catboy will make for a great hunt. I'm not getting any younger, Spider-Man, so this is my last hunt. Before I call it quits. Try to make the most of it, boys. Now run. Let's hurry and get some distance, so we can figure out what do we do with her. We need to get some distance so we can figure out what to do next. I was wondering who has been taking down my past foes that I've already taken down before. But I never thought it would be a kid. So why? So may I ask why you've been doing it? Just out of curiosity. Good luck on that, Spider-Man. My lips are sealed. I have no intention of revealing my motives. Let's just say I like having fun. After all, I'm a mischievous cat. Spider-Man and Izuku ran through the jungle. They both jumped to the side as a white tiger tried to pounce on Spider-Man and Izuku as they found themselves on top of a cliff. Oh shit, this is not good. It looks like we have no other option. Hold on, kid. Get on my back. While Izuku was on Spider-Man's back, Spider-Man jumped off the cliff using what weapon he can to slow his descent. As they both land on the bottom of the cliff, as they continue to travel through the jungle, as they found themselves surrounded by a whole pride of lionesses and a lion. The whole pride, basically. For ones who don't know what a pride is basically what you call a group of lionesses and a lion. Well, shit. What are we gonna do now, Spider-Man? Shall I kill them? Probably be a bad idea. Let's jump from treetop to treetop. As they both jump at the same time, as the lions and the lionesses barely miss them from clawing them with their claws. Kraven is pulling all the stops out this time around. Spider-Man, look up. Do you see that? You see on top of that cliff there? That just up there a little bit? As he points up to the cave that's up in the cliff tops, it looks like it's about to rain. It should cover our scent, at least for now. Fine, Izuku. As they both begin to scale up the cliff, where the cave is at, Spider-Man's climbing the wall while Izuku is digging his metal claws into the rock as they both scale up the wall to the cave. As a huge storm is raging when they finally got to the cave, they are completely soaked by the rainfall. I gotta say, I'm quite impressed. You're able to take down several of the rogue gallery. Doc Ock is not an easy opponent to fight against. As Peter Parker is leaning against the wall, while Spider-Man is watching Izuku create a small fire, using some pieces of wood scattered all around the cave. After taking a good look at you, you kind of remind me of someone. A woman that goes by Black Cat. No matter where I go, I always attract black cats for some reason. Black Cat, huh. Never heard of her. Out of all the rogue gallery I've took down, no one goes. The difficult one I fought against was a man that was referred to him as Sandman. He was the toughest of all of them. I mean, fighting someone that their own body is made of sand is kind of hard to get around. I never came across a woman called Black Cat. I don't know the half of it, Izuku, but I do appreciate a helping hand, even though you're most likely not doing it on purpose. You gave me a lot of extra free time. It's a hard job protecting the city. I'm not getting any younger. One day I might have to step down. I know my proteges will be able to handle it. Jace. So there's more than one person with spider abilities. Counting me, there's 3 others. I've been training and mentoring them to take my place once I finally step down from my role as Spider-Man. I still got some fighting in me. I'm not retiring anytime soon. I still can't get over how much you look like Felicia. She used to be a well-known cat burglar. She turned her life around for some reason. We haven't really kept in touch since then. We had a falling out. But I hear she's been doing but I've been hearing she's been with the Avengers doing pretty good job, pretty good work. Where are your parents anyways, kid? Met them. My uncle would come to visit from time to time. Haven't seen him in a few years though. Sorry to hear that, kid. I'm sorry to hear that. You seem like a good kid. We should probably get some sleep while we can. We'll head out early in the morning. We still need to figure out how to take him down. We're going to stop it there. Hope you guys have a good night and day during my time zones, and I'll catch you in the next video.